Okay, fellas, listen up. Now, we had a great start in Europe. Very, very happy with that. But we need to go on with that today and really, cement our place into the knockout rounds. Now, we've got a very good chance to take a big step towards that as we host Juventus. Now, of course, Lars, we signed you from there, didn't we? So no doubt you're up for this. Would you like to say a few words? Excellent. Lars, everybody. Lars. Yeah. We will squish them. We will squish them like the schnitzels at the Oktoberfest. Yeah. It will be wunderbar.
Syngen samman till segerstroppen Maltan Grindavik Och jag vet vart nu ger idag.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is season 12, episode 8 today. We are hosting Juventus and then we will go to Benfica. And of course, a reminder, Degan way up for this one. He wants to beat his former team, of course. But we have had a absolutely magnificent start to the Champions League. And we find ourselves sitting 7th after the first two games. And it could so easily have been even better than that because the miss of Kruzliak late on against Real Sociedad, we could easily have won that game. Arguably should have won that game. So yeah, it's huge, really, really big. Now, of course, as I say, we're playing Juventus and we're playing Benfica. Now, Juventus have 1 point. No, sorry, they have 3 points from their first two games. Benfica, I'm searching for them desperately here. They are up there, so they've had the same as us, a win and a draw. So, two tough games coming up, but there's not much to catch you up on other than the fact that I desperately need a shave. So, let's go and see what we're doing here against Juventus. It's too much grey to get away with it these days. I really do need to shave it off. Anyway, we're expecting a 3-4-3, I suppose, from them with wingbacks and wingers, and it's like the Antonio Conte formation of a few FMs ago. And this is what we're doing. It is Puyol in goal. It is Giannacci, Mazuros, Degan, and Volpez as the back four. It is Conde, Raul, and Bakali in midfield. I'm very tempted to play Jonsson instead of Raul, but Raul just gets on the ball and does a good job. You know what we could do, actually? Bakali not been super impressive, has he? So let's maybe do that instead. Oh, I've dropped Bakali. What have I become? Milosevic and Beyonce will be the supply line. It'll be Kruzliak up front. Kruzliak and Milosevic have been dynamic, absolutely superb in Europe so far. Let's hope that continues. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. So Igor Tudor is their manager. I remember him playing in defense for them. Anybody else there? Vlahovic is up front, so that's a name that we will recognize. And I don't know that there's too many there as I scan down quickly. Copella might be a name I recognize as well. On a good run lately, go out there and impress me. Is there an option of home form is important to us? No, so we will go with that. We're trying to be more positive in Europe with our team talks this season, not just saying there's no pressure, because I want there to be a little bit of pressure. I expect results. And here we go. This is, we know we're a strong team at home. We've beaten some very big teams at home. We arguably should have beaten Manchester City at home last season. And we arguably, all the Juventus fans have shown up in just the seats, I see. And we arguably should have taken a draw off of Manchester United. So we can do it at home. This must be, because our new stand is almost ready. So there's the Juventus fans there. So yeah, the new stadium must be just about finished, but not quite as of yet. So it doesn't look like an 11,000 seater, does it? But maybe the main stand is like a triple decker or something. But anyway, let's not worry about it. Let's go and get some points here, boys. Now, we were expecting them to be a controlled possession side, so we were going to try and trap them on the outside. Now, the fact that they've got wingbacks and wingers does make me think a little bit that maybe that's not the best option. We've been beaten in behind, and that hasn't taken long. That hasn't taken long at all. And we are 1-0 down in the second minute. We'll give them some encouragement. Yeah, Volpez didn't go with his man, did he? Degan did his best to get back there, couldn't cut it out. Mazuros had let him go, and it was all a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? And frustratingly is that we did work on defensive shape and that kind of stuff in the gap between the two games. There was an international game in that gap. I should say, Jofferson, our sort of left winger, he got called up to the Icelandic team. He didn't get capped. So he's not another gag to be capped internationally. But he, as I said, he got the call up, which is good to see. A little bit of recognition there. Ball in, it's headed away. Raul does pick it up. Volpez gets it forward. And what can we do with this now? Majuros gets it wide for Giacchini. We do have a few Italians in the squad, obviously, in the starting lineup as well. Here we go with Jonsson. Oh, is that what has happened there? It's a corner. Jonsson has had multiple bids from Juventus as well, so they know all about him. Milosevic. Decent ball in. It is a penalty. Is it a push on Conde? No, Conde did the pushing. And there will be no penalty. We've got some work to do here. We did work on defending free kicks and corners as well, and I didn't see much wrong with that. It's certainly not offside, so that's going to be 2-0. And yeah, this is not going to plan. It's not even close to offside, is it? So, let's try lowering down our tempo. Let's try trapping them inside. And yeah, it's not even close. It didn't look... I thought, you know, maybe if there was a push or something, you could... let's demand more. Maybe we've gone one too far here with the... there's, you know, we expect more. I'm happy with the performance. I'm not. You've been terrible. Sort it out. Let's get out there, guys, and just be better. It's a long way back from here. I wonder if... okay, so what can we do here? Raul's injured. Okay, so that makes Bakali coming on a bit of an easier decision to make. I was going to potentially take off Jonsson, but that's okay. I'm wondering, we saw against Real Sociedad that we put the two up front and we did a little bit better, but let's leave it like this for now. We'll stick Bakali forward. Conde can go forward as well, because they did have, you know, there's a lot of defensive-minded players there, not so many players forward. So we can probably get away with a Conde moving forward. And yeah. Let's try a berate. That's not a berating. That's a whatever that was. We can't do anything there yet. All right, this half is ticking by. If this is the first half and it was 0-0, absolutely fine. Let's try and exploit the flanks. Let's take it off work ball into the box. And let's try and push them higher up. Let's not make it easy for them to keep their possession. The wide players aren't playing well. Kruzliak's not playing well. So let's go with the second man up top. How do we make this work for us? Jonsson's probably the man to go, isn't he? Bakali drops in. Kruzliak goes there. Seema goes there. You can go on attack, though, for me. You will still be an advanced playmaker. And, well, let's get Kosh out wide. And we don't really have another option out here, so we'll just have to kind of leave Beyonce and hope that he comes good. We've got defending. Let's give it a focus. Is this a chance for us to go up the other end? Kruzliak has lunged in and missed his tackle completely. That was always going wide, I think. And yeah, we just maybe never got going. Now, this was a pot one side, so perhaps it's to be expected. But I would have liked to have at least look like we had a goal in us at some point. But yeah, what do we say to that? It's not happy, I think. I mean, it wasn't good, was it? So there we go. I thought we were half a chance of nicking a point in that one. It's not proved the case, and we dropped down to 14th. Still in a very good position, of course. But the game against Benfica looks that little bit more important now, doesn't it? So yeah, we just have to try and get a point there. Now, the Raul injury is 14 days, so he could be struggling. Giacchini is going to be suspended for the next one as well, which isn't great. But anyway, we'll do our best against Benfica, and I'll see you for that one in a second. Okay, welcome back. Now, we come back to some good news and some bad news. Let's have a look first at the good news. The good news is that the new stadium is complete, or the expansion on the new stadium is complete. So we're up to 11,500 seater now. Our first game there will be our next game in the Champions League. I think it's AEK Athens. It's the next game after this one. So that'll be good to see. The bad news is this. Ross Puol, the goalkeeper, 4 months with torn knee ligaments. That is him over for Europe. 4 months from November would be February. So if we were to get into the knockout round, he might be back. But yeah, that is a substantial injury for a goalkeeper, and it's a shame because he is very, very good. And yeah, we don't really want to have lost him. I wish that hadn't happened. So that is that. But let's have a look and see what we're doing. What we do have, it's a 4-2-3-1. We're expecting from them. We're expecting them to be a tiki-taka side, and this is the team we're sending out. So Rafason comes in to play in goal. He's done a good job for us before. I'm just thinking maybe he's not a sweeper keeper though. Is he? Is he a sweeper keeper? Maybe not quite as an attacking one as we can use Puol for. Giovacchini is suspended, so Stan Jankovic comes in. Stanojevic comes in. I got there in the end. Still learning the position, so not ideal for him to have to play this one. Then we've got Mazuros, Degan, and Volpez. Conde, Rayul, and Bakali. Probably shouldn't have split them up last game. So they're back together. Milosevic, Beyonce, and Kruzliak will be the front three. It was really disappointing against Juventus. There's no way around that. Let's hope we can get back to last episode's form in this one. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Lafont in goal. He's a good goalkeeper. Is this the guy that Chelsea signed, I think, in real life? Fabio Cavallio, or Cavallio even, is a good player. I think he might be a regen, but he's a good player. Doku is a real player, isn't he? I think he's a Belgian, quite quick, if it's the guy I'm thinking of. So there is a little bit to like about them. They did lose 4-0 to Chelsea last game. So we're the underdogs that suit just going to cause a few surprises. I mean, everything here seems to be about us being the underdogs and go and, so let's go out there and cause an upset then. I would really like to bounce back here. Hopefully we can do that and it makes last episode not look like a bit of a fluke. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what we do. Another call for Viewers Player of the Year nominations. If you haven't got them to me already, then make sure you're doing so. We will need to vote on that soon, actually, because there's no guarantee that we will get out of the league phase. So we need to be prepared for what this will be halfway through one and after this game. So, you know, we need to be prepared for the for the worst case potential scenario. But I don't know. We have got a draw at Benfica before. If you remember all the way back to our first European campaign, we got a draw here. And I didn't show it on camera because I didn't expect to get a draw here. So we'll see. Look at this. It's the shortest Bakali. But yeah, the thing with Juventus is that yes, it wasn't great. I'm thinking maybe I was a little bit too optimistic in my pre-game press conferences and whatnot. So that may have been extra pressure that contributed to a poor performance. But they are the pot one team. So even if it was at home, you know, it's not a disaster at this point of our European journey to have that happen. What we don't need is you know, to lose both of these games, although this is a pot two sides and away from home. So again, it's Bakali gets back nicely there, so it is a very tough game as well. But we've got a chance here on the break. Stanojevic, can he pick a pass? He can. It's a wonderful pass from Beyonce for Kruzliak. Kruzliak is in! And Kruzliak has scored a 34th goal of the season. He has been banging them in from day one, and it is 1-0 in the 9th or 10th minute. 10th minute it looks like. And what about that pass for Beyonce? Beyonce, oh, it's very close to offside. This guy, Milaklenko, whatever his name is, may have just played him on. I'm actually surprised that didn't go to VAR, if I'm honest. It looked very, unless there's someone else further outside of camera that we couldn't see. But that moves us up the standings. And let's see if we can go on with it now. We have done more work on defensive football just to make sure that we're being as solid as we can. Another injury that we've had, although not a major one, is Daphna. He misses this game. He should be back after this one, though he has just been sort of a bench player for us in Europe. As, oh, it hits the post. Can we get it clear? We haven't done it yet. Beyonce tracks back nicely, gets the job done. I wonder if we don't attack, given that we are in front. Degan with a nice header away. Milosevic back to Conde, who clears it very nicely to find Kruzliak. And can we get them on the break here now? We've done brilliantly so far here. Rayul has kept possession as well. I tell you what, we're looking like a football team here. There's a cracking ball for Stanojevic. Can he play in a teammate? It's back for Bakali! No, that's not offside. The only person it could be is, I think it was Kruzliak that laid it off to Bakali, but surely not. Surely he is behind the ball. He is behind the ball, and it is 2-0. That's a really, really good goal. Kruzliak deserves massive credit here, and he could have been very selfish. He wasn't, and Bakali back in the team. And back on the score sheet as well. Nicely done. We will now go off of attacking, I think. Just go back to positive. We still want to try and go at them, obviously. We don't want to rest on a 2-0 lead because we've already hit the post once. It can disappear very quickly. As Bakali slides in, makes a good tackle. And down the line we go. Can we look to get him on the break again here? Not quite. And here they come back the other way now. Degan can't stop Casimir getting past him. And it is now 2-1. Do we go back to attacking? Krusliak just got caught in possession. And Degan, oh, I tell you what, for someone who's valued at a lot of money, he's not always covering himself in glory, is he? I think his value's actually gone up from when Real Madrid made their 30-odd million bid. He's even higher than that now. He's into the 40s. So, yeah. I think the problem with defenders is that as Condé does very well, can he now play a pass in? Condé slips it in for Beyonce, but not quite. Doesn't reach him. And we're in a situation here where next goal is very, very important, isn't it? Very important. Real. Oh, it's in again. Maduros gets back nicely. He's offside there, I think. Isn't he? Surely he's offside. I'm fairly confident he is offside. We're going to give it a focus. We might even lower our tempo down a bit. It is disallowed. He had to be offside because he went with the run from the first one here, from this interception. And yeah, thankfully Degan has stepped up a little bit there. And we'll confirm that change of just lowering our tempo down a little bit. We'll tell them to focus. And hopefully, I mean, we're not having much possession here, are we? So let's praise them before half time. And we're over the 2 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. We probably just need to get this clear. Ball in. It is towards goal. Is it offside? They're going to check again. I am less confident in this one. And it is awarded. So from 2-0 up, it's 2-2 at half time. And Volpez, he's not the greatest in the air anyway. Raul's injured again, is he? And yeah, well, it's 2-2. And we've not done particularly, although the XG says we're doing okay. So let's go with good first half. No, let's go with doing fine, kick on. So let's go with that, get the win we deserve. We will fist pump. And hopefully, yeah, just be a little bit better. Now, this injury to Raul, what are we talking here? Hampered by injury. So we're going to need to make a change again. Now, Bjornsson is back from his loan. He's not necessarily coming on right now. I think Jonsson's got to be the guy, doesn't he, that comes on. So we'll do that. Yeah, I'm wondering if they are a tiki-taka side if we just push the line up a little bit. But then that always makes me a little bit nervous. But tiki-taka sides, they probably need a little bit more pressure on them, don't they? So, let's praise. And let's see what we can do. Milosevic is only playing a 6.6. Kosh's move has become permanent now. So he is officially a Grindavik player. And that obviously is a good thing. 10.5 million. Let's see if he can celebrate that with a little bit of magic. That's a cracking ball. It's gone out for Beyonce. Oh, Krusliak needed to be more selfish on that occasion. I thought he might have been offside, but he just needed to be more selfish. And there's a little bit of miscommunication there. And is it going to come down the other side now? And surely not. We can't go 2-0 up. I mean, we did against Atletico Madrid, didn't we? All the way back. Was that a couple of seasons ago now from 2-0 up away from home and lost that one. I think it was 3-2 in the end. As that is a little bit of everything that ends up in the arms of Rafferson. Let's encourage. I'm looking at Volpez. Volpez has not had a great European campaign so far. Juleson would be the option. If again, screaming children, I apologise. But he's not having a good game. I think we're going to have to take him off. So that's going to be Juleson coming on. Here we go, Krusliak with a chance on the break. There's a lot of players through the middle if he can get a chance to find them. Beyonce is frustrating me a little bit as well, I've got to be honest. And Benfica are now coming back the other way themselves. Volpez is there, does just about enough. And that'll be him off the field now. Let's maybe go back to attacking. We were looking good 2-0 up attacking them. Let's try demand more. that hasn't particularly worked, has it? But we are into stoppage time. We have a highlight. Beyonce on the ball. Crossfield pass. It's a good one for Kosh, who goes. Is that Tarek Lamptey, I wonder? Here we go with Kosh. Can he whip across in? We've got Kruzliak in the middle. Kosh pulls it back. Surely it's a goal! And it's surely onside. No, it's Kruzliak. Well, Kruzliak might be offside. Kruzliak might be offside. It's Bakali that's got the goal. Oh! And Kruzliak is offside. He is offside. I don't think there's an argument about it, is there? And Kruzliak almost, well, should have won it for us against Sociedad. And, well, he's ruled out our own goal there. Now, it would be incredibly cruel if we were to go behind at this point. Surely that's not going to happen. Crossfield pass. Oh, Stanojevic, not a great ball. And Beyonce's let his man go. Don't you dare. And it is over the top into the fans. And we have about 30 seconds of stoppage time left. Is there enough time for us to get another goal, which would take us to 7 points? And with 2 home games to go against 3rd and 4th pot teams, that would almost certainly... Oh, that is a little brutal, to be honest. But I mean, it's what you would expect with Kruzliak about to go past him. This is it. It's possibly the last kick of the game. Can Maduros do something wonderful? Can somebody do something wonderful? No, but we get a point on the road in Benfica, and that's not bad, and it should have been a win, shouldn't it? I mean, I say that. Kruzliak was clearly offside, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that was fairly good, I'd say, the team performance. So there we go. We stay 16th, only 2 points outside of the automatic places. From 2-0 up, it's disappointing not to win. Having a goal ruled out that would have seen us win the game anyway. It's disappointing, but ultimately, I think a point at Benfica is a good result for us. So, honours even at Estadio do LSL Benfica. Raul injured is just a bruised foot, so he's fine. Money in the bank. Kruzliak, a goal, an assist, and a goal line clearance. So he's bit of the match for both teams in that one, I think. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed it, thumbs up. Don't forget to go and nominate your viewers players of the year. And, well, we have 2 games coming up. Of our last 4 games in Europe, 3 of them are at home. 2 of them are against the 3rd and 4th pot teams, Athens and Molde. And if we can get 6 points there, given we have 5 already, 11 points is going to see us into the knockout round. So that's huge. Arsenal away is going to be tough. I do think RB Leipzig at home, if we need something, could be doable. Hopefully. We're not going to need anything, though. We'll get the 6 points next episode. But yeah, like I say, I'll see you for that one. And yeah, take care.